Hi everyone. I was asked to put out some more information about vaccine safety. This is in response to some questions that I got from both my extended family in Pennsylvania as well as some of my wife's cousins in California. So I want to do two things quickly with this video. One is to talk about the recent safety data that was published by Moderna in the New England Journal of Medicine. And this has both safety and efficacy data. I'm just going to talk about the safety issues because that seems to be of most concern to people right now who are trying to decide whether to get the vaccine. But I'm also going to address the America's Frontline Doctors white paper that was circulating. I think it still is. People are looking at this and are somewhat concerned, in some cases scared, by what is being talked about in that document and within that group of people. They express some legitimate concerns, and they clearly know the science and the public health issues that are at hand. But I want to sort of take an opportunity to give you my perspective and tell you where I think there may be exaggerating claims, but also there are some things that I agree with that are in that document. So let me start with the technology of the vaccine. It's an RNA vaccine. The product that you're going to be injected with is basically a piece of genetic material which encodes for the coronavirus spike protein. This is what your immune system will raise a response to. So when you hear about RNA vaccine technology, this is a new thing, and it really hasn't been used widely in humans to this point. And that is part of the reason why people are concerned about it and have some suspicions about long-term issues. If you want to really get all the scientific details, I'm going to put out a much longer, detailed video separately. But my summary here is just to tell you that it looks safe. The data that's published there is for 7 days post injection and also 28 days post injection. So they followed people who got either a placebo or a vaccine, the mRNA vaccine, for 28 days. And that data, to make a long story short, looks pretty good, with the exception of headache, fatigue, some of the things that we've already talked about as being side effects, short-term side effects of the vaccine. The central concern that is raised in that white paper, and the one that is most interesting scientifically, is this idea that there could be a pathogenic priming event, or it's also called antibody-dependent enhanced disease. There is precedence in the literature for animal experimentation where animals were given experimental experimental coronavirus vaccines. After they were given these vaccines, they were challenged or exposed to the wild type virus and the live virus. And in some of those experiments, the animals fared worse. That in fact the disease was worse. They got sicker, and there were animals that died. The science is described in that other video, but what I can tell you here is that it does not appear to be happening in humans, at least in the 28-day data that I looked at. I don't see that this pathogenic priming is happening. So that's the central concern that was voiced in that white paper. And while we don't have the really long-term data beyond 28 days, I think we would know about this phenomenon if it was happening already. So this new technology, to me, appears as safe, if not safer, than the traditional vaccine technology. And again, we should all be very pleased with the fact that this is a new technology, but it's produced something that's highly effective, or apparently highly effective. My sense is that we should be optimistic that this vaccine is going to bring the pandemic to an end sooner rather than later. And the more people that participate in the vaccine program, the quicker the pandemic will come to an end. I don't advocate mandated vaccines. That's not where I'm at politically. From a public health perspective, I understand the argument that the more people get the vaccine, the sooner the pandemic will come to an end. But there's also some legitimate questions to ask about who gets it, whether or not children should get it. I addressed some of these questions in the other video if you want to dive into those subjects. I hope that helps. I hope everybody's happy, and I wish everybody well for 2021. So keep the questions coming. I enjoy, when I have time, I enjoy doing these videos, and hope to see you guys in the near future.